This isn't your average pool party. The 42nd Smoke Divers class is underway this week in Dalton, hosted by the Dalton Fire Department, and the elite training isn't just about fighting fire. It also involves a dip in the pool.
There's several different possibilities that a firefighter might encounter. We have some firefighters that work near lakes, and they do have boat fires, and a lot of departments still have their guys wearing structural fire protection gear near the water. They can also be in a house that has an indoor pool and not know it and crawl over in the pool. It happens a lot in industrial areas where we have ladder pipes flowing, and those ladder pipes can flow about 2,000 gallons a minute. You add a couple of them up and they can quickly fill a little void space with water. So we're teaching them a couple of techniques here to help them get out.
First thing we're going to work and take off is our boots.
It's not an easy lesson. Each smoke diver candidate has to demonstrate how to float after hitting the water and stay afloat while shedding their heavy gear. Then they have to get back into their turnout gear and go back in the water, this time floating to the edge and pushing themselves up out of the water. And when you hit the water in full turnout gear, it gets heavy fast.
When your firefighting gear gets wet, it'll add about 10 times the weight of the gear and it'll pull you down. The main thing is to make sure you can keep breathing, and as long as you've got your air pack on, you can breathe even if you go under. But you got to get that gear off as quick as you can in order to stay up. Your SCBA, your air pack bottle will float, your helmet will float, so you've got to get everything that won't float off of you and then use those items to stay afloat.
The pool party takes place near the end of the second day of smoke diver training, and it's a grueling test. This year's class started Sunday with 31 firefighters from Georgia and other states. Monday night, only 26 were still around to jump in the water.
The instructors started at about 6 o'clock this morning. The students started right at 7. They've had about an hour and a half of breaks during the day total, and that includes time to eat. And so here we are approaching 9 o'clock, and they still got another hour to go.
That strain is part of what makes smoke diver certification one of the most prestigious honors a firefighter can earn. Falling into the water during a fire call is so out of the ordinary that the Dalton Fire Department is one of the few departments in Georgia that train for it. But it's just one of many unusual and difficult scenarios that a smoke diver would feel prepared for if it ever did happen.
What we're trying to do with our whole course is put them in situations that aren't necessarily the most common situations, but if we get them really tired and stressed out, we put them in a situation that they're not familiar with, they're uncomfortable, and we're teaching them how to cope with that physical and mental stress.
The smoke diver class continues through the end of the week in Dalton. For the Dalton PD blog, I'm Bruce Frazier.